wireless cell phone tower located at Black Bart Trail and Horseshoe Circle. So, let's see, let's take up the director's report first. I'm sorry. Any discussion on the director's report?
I don't think there was any new report. There's the one that given last week.
There wasn't.
That's for transportation.
Oh, I'm sorry. Golly. Tell you where my head's at today. Okay, now, let's go to the planned public hearing. Mr. Lynch. Thank you.
I think you have to ensure proper notice first.
Yes. I was gonna do that. To the clerk, has public notice been established? Okay, and the hearing procedures. First off, I'll open the public hearing on this issue. The staff will provide a report, cover a brief summary of the report and any additions to the written report. All staff comments will be received first, and the Board of Supervisors' questions will be in regards to the staff report. At that point, the Board of Supervisors will hold any additional questions and comments until all presentations are given. The applicant will be given 20 minutes maximum, followed by an appellant, 20 minutes, and the clerk will time the presentation. Let's see. At that point, the clerk will note any correspondence or additional telephone calls received. We'll then take public input. Speakers will be asked to fill out a salmon-colored card and keep their comments to 3 minutes at that point. And in conclusion of that, the appellant and the applicants will be allowed final remarks, 5 minutes each. The staff will then present any additional comments or remarks. The board will then present questions to the staff, to the applicant, the appellant, or the public. Public hearing will be closed at that point. The matter would then revert to the Board of Supervisors for any action. So that's the order of the procedures. And now to the staff.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is a second round almost, I guess, for this project. This is a project that was applied for last year. At that time, it was a 65-foot pole. It was reviewed by the Planning Commission and recommended it, or their action was to deny. There was an appeal to the board. The board denied the project without prejudice. The applicant came back, applied for another wireless communication tower on the same property in the same location. This time, instead of a 65-foot tower, they've lowered it to 45 feet, lowering it 20 feet. They've also included further mitigation by putting some screening material around the base of the structure and the supporting building to help screen it from the property. It is on a ridge or right below the crest of a ridge line. It's a fairly open view. By lowering it to 45 feet, it takes away, per the applicant, the possibility to co-locate any other provider in the future on this property. Edge has placed a wireless tower at the northern end of Potter Valley. This tower is to fill in the gap in service that they feel they have that's along portions of Highway 20 and the first part of the road into Potter Valley. There's no definition that we can find as staff for what defines a gap in service, therefore justifying their need to place this on the property or in this location. In our view, the project does not in any way affect a significant public view of the site. However, we acknowledge that it does impact private views as much as probably any other application we've had in a rural area. So we do feel that if you're an immediate neighbor, you're going to see it. You have pictures that are there to support that. I don't know that the applicants could do anything to make this more stealth. By that I mean, I don't think they can make it a fake tree, as an example, because it would just stick out like a sore thumb, if you will, on this ridge line, or below the ridge line, I should say. We are suggesting that if you do, I should point out the commission's action this second go-around, with it at a 45-foot level, was to recommend approval, or the vote was 3-2. It takes 4 votes to affect an action at the Planning Commission level. So even though there was a majority in support, or there were more in support, it did not have enough votes to carry the day. That's why the appeal is in front of you. I think you'll hear some concerns from neighbors about health effects. And as you know, there's a limit to what you can do, if anything, about health effects. They're preempted by federal law. And also you'll hear some concerns about that the service is not needed, that it does impact their views, and they have some concerns about property values, et cetera, in the area. With that, I'll try to respond to your questions.
Questions of staff on this appeal from the board? Okay. Seeing no requests for comment from the board, let's see. We'll go to the appellant then, and you have 20 minutes to produce your evidence.
Good afternoon, Supervisors. My name is Alan Potter. I'm the agent for Edge Wireless. My address of record is 649 Oakwood Drive, Eagle Point, Oregon 97524. Edge Wireless has been working on this site location for over 5 years, and I've been involved in it for the last 2 years. As Mr. Lynch pointed out, this is our second go-around on this site application. I want to point out to you that this new application that the Planning Commission reviewed in January is substantially different. It lowers the height of the pole by almost a third, down to 45 feet. We're also proposing to put cedar board fencing around the site compound to help screen the interior of the compound so that you can't see the equipment, the ground-based equipment. In addition to that, staff also conditioned or recommended a condition of landscaping around the outside or the exterior of the site compound to again help to reduce the visual impact, if any, of this proposed site. I have some handouts I would like to give you since I don't know exactly what you were provided. The first handout, which is just